Hello everyone, my name is Zero and welcome to the Gen 5 tier list. I am back with this. I've taken my break, I've gotten it out of my system. I'm ready to tackle my least favorite generation. I don't hate all the Pokemon. I do have quite a few favorites from this generation. It's just overall my least favorite one. Actually, that's one of my favorites. Two of my favorites, actually. Or a few of my favorites. I at this point, I was worried about having too many F tiers. I think we're gonna have too many S tiers in this one. Probably not as many as, like, Gen 4, though. That is absolutely one of my favorites. But let's get started. Victini. Victini's fine. Victini's fine. I got it. I pre-ordered my Pokemon Black when it came out. And I got the Victini events with it, because it came with a pre-order, if I'm remembering right. I have no fucking clue. Someone fact-checked me on that. It was years ago at this point. But, I would say it's fine. It's one of my least favorite, like, mythicals. It's kind of forgettable. It's a little forgettable. In-game, it was fine. I would say it's a B. I would say it's a solid B. It's also the first time we've never had to start on a starter. But the Snivy line. I think Snivy's fine. That's a decent silhouette. The whole style of this game is so weird compared to the other ones. It's kind of a Gen 3 thing, really. Gen 3 also had a more distinct aesthetic. This one gets a little weird. I think the Pokemon look a little grimier than this one, and I don't think it plays very nice, because most of the Pokemon are very cute. And there are a lot of cute Pokemon from this one, but I don't think Snivy's an A. I think Snivy's a B. Snivine, it's more or less the same. I actually do kind of like it more than Snivy. A tier. And Sniperia is good. Sniperia is like a well-designed thing. It's a little weird that it goes from having legs to having no legs, but it's fine. I think it's aesthetically, I think it's my favorite Gen 5, like, third stage evolution to a starter. Okay, Tepig. Tepig. I think Tepig's an A, because it's so fucking cute. It's so fucking cute. Then it evolves into Pignite, which is just an abomination. This is the worst middle stage starter. It goes enough. It's a pig in a wrestling singlet. You can't get much worse than that. It's enough. Emboar? There's a lot of hate for Emboar, but have you seen it shiny? It looks great. I think Emboar is a solid B. I mean, it's not as disgusting. Here's the thing. There are a lot of Pokemon that in this generation specifically are very over-designed. That is the main problem with these two. Alright, Oshawott? Oshawott is so fucking cute, man. Like, Oshawott was also my starter when I got Black and White. I really love Oshawott. I think it's an S tier. And Dewott is also great. I think it's a perfect middle stage. It's the only time I've ever seen a perfect middle stage. And fucking Samurott. Samurott is so goddamn disappointing. I was so excited to see what it evolved through. I avoided all of the leaks, all of the, like, the spoilers. They weren't as common back then, to be fair, but I don't think it... I'm so disappointed. I think it's a D tier. To be completely fair, I think it's fine. If it was in a different line, it would actually be probably a pretty good Pokemon. But just for my own sheer disappointment, it goes to F tier. I think they did a great job with the new version of it in Legends Arceus. I think it looks much better. Patrat, it's okay. It's okay. It's like a C. It's kind of meh. Same with Watchog. Like, they don't stand out, but they're not horrible. Their color palette is just a little bland. I think that is honestly, like, a big thing. Is that the color palette is a little bland. If they had both the same, like, Ember color and then it changed a little bit with Watchog, I think that would have been better. Lillipup. It's cute. It's so cute. It's incredibly forgettable, though. It honestly... It's like a B. I do like it. It's cool. It was never much of a thing on my team, though. It's the Gen 5 dog Pokemon. You get one pre-packaged with every game. Herdier. I think it's an improvement. I do think it's an improvement. I think it's still a B tier, but I do think it's an improvement. And it kind of gets, it starts getting like a detective theme, which is interesting. And I do love it. I didn't like it the first time I saw it, but I'm quite into its mustache. Yeah, Stoutland, I think it's good. I think Stoutland's a good Pokemon. I think it's a solid B. I think it's a solid B with the rest of them. If they had cut the flowing mustache, I think it would have been better. I think it fucks up its silhouette a little bit. Purloin, it's the cat. It's a cat. Yeah, it's a cat. Like, see, it's a little forgettable. It's cute, but it's kind of forgettable. Same with Lipard. Not huge into it. The Monkey Trio. I do not like these things. I don't like them. Pansage, Simisage, and Panpour, they're okay. But individually, I think Pansage is possibly the best one. It's cute enough. So C. Simisage is actually pretty cool, honestly. I think they're C. The same with, like, Pansear. Yeah, Pansear just kind of goes off the rails. It reminds me so goddamn much of a Neopet. Like, goes off the rails a little bit. I think a D tier is fine. The same with Simipour and Panpour. Like, they're D tier Pokemon at best. Mana and Musharna. I like them, but they're so fucking weird. Then they have a very clashing color palette a little bit. Like, I don't hate them, but I don't love them. I don't love either of them. They're just kind of doing the drowsy thing again, but it's like less interesting. P-Dove. I actually do like P-Dove. I know there is a whole thing about people who just forgot that this thing exists. I know it's just a pigeon. Again, prepackaged with every game. There is your bird, and you get your rat, and you get your dog Pokemon. It's in every generation. Almost every generation, I think. But P-Dove's fine. Like, I'm not here for the slander for it. I think it's an A tier. No, I don't. Even I don't think it's an A tier. I love P-Dove, but it's B at best. Tranquil, on the other hand, I don't like its evolutions at all. I do not like its evolutions at all. Tranquil's fine. It loses so much of its personality. And they put female Unfezant on here, which is the better one, which they should have put both forms, to be fair. This one is the better version of it. It would go in C, but judging by the other one which has a fucking masquerade mask, it's a D. It's a fucking D. I think it's fine. I'll put it in, just because it's that version of it, I'll put it in C. Blitzel, it's alright, man. It's alright. I do like it. I do like the fact that it's a reverse zebra. Blitzel and Zebstrika both are B tiers. I used them both. I like them pretty well. They're B tiers. Roggenrola. I like Roggenrola. It is just a walking butthole kind of thing. It's that shape. But it's fine. It's like a B. Boldore. Ugh. Hate this thing. Absolute F tier. It is the new official poster child for middle stage syndrome. But Gigalith, I love Gigalith. Like, Gigalith is awesome. It's cool design. It's a little busy. If you took a couple of the spikes off, I think it would do a lot better. But it's a good Pokemon. I like it. It was good to use, too. Woobat and Swoobat. I've never really cared for these. I think Woobat's a C. It's cute. It is cute. It does have that going for it. It is just kind of a fuzzball, though. But I don't like Swoobat. I've never liked Swoobat. It goes in D. Okay, Drillbur and Excadrill. I like Drillbur. I do. I think it's cute. It's a solid B. It's very cute. And I think it's the only mole Pokemon we have still. I could be wrong, but Excadrill. Excadrill is great. Excadrill is great to use on a team. It's a steel ground type. Has a lot of good moves. Pretty decent stats. I don't know if it still holds up in competitive. I don't like its design very much. I think it's too edgy, to be honest, and I think the brown and red, you could have done blue, and I think it's shiny as blue, if I'm remembering right. and it would have looked much better. But I think it's fine. Just because it is a great Pokemon to use, I'm putting it in S. That is the only time I've ever considered that in one of these tier lists, but it's the first time for everything. Ever since Gen 5, I've basically used it in every available generation I could get it. Arduino and Mega Arduino. I think Arduino is cute. It's a little bit of a nothing Pokemon on its own. It's cute. It's kind of trying to be its own chancy thing. Its color palette's fine. Its silhouette is fine. It's not super distinct. It's B. It's B. But Mega Arduino is an A tier. Honestly, they improved its design so much. Give it a better color. Even give it a better color palette. The Conkeldurr are line. Timber is fine. It's fine. It's like a D tier. It's forgettable. It's incredibly forgettable. But Girder and Conkeldurr, I've always hated these things. They're just gross to look at. They're some of the worst fucking designed Pokemon in the entire, franchise. Tympole, Palpitoad, and Seismitoad. Tympole is, a D. It's incredibly forgettable. And Seismitoad is fine. I think it's also a D. But Palpitoad is the worst one of them. I fucking hate this thing. It goes in F tier. It's ugly. It has a weird bulbous head. Sock and Throw. This is another one that I don't like. They're fine. They're just kind of weird looking. So D tier for both of them. Neither of them were particularly bad or worse than the other. They're just Pokemon. So Waddle it's cute. It's a very cute bug Pokemon. It's your Weedle. It looks a lot like Weedle actually. You can see it going in. It's going in C. It's going in C. Swadloon. It's still cute. It's fine. It's fine. It's a little forgettable. It's a middle stage. It kind of has that middle stagey-ness to it. Levani was great to use in the game. But I still think design-wise, just because it was good to use, I think design-wise it's kind of a D tier. It's just kind of it's probably one of the worst designed ones in this generation, to be honest, as far as the bug type goes. But I think it's like a C. Venipede, actually. I like this line. I think Venipede by itself is a little bit of a B tier. The Whirlipede is its cocoon phase. They always look worse. I think it's a C. But Squirrelipede, fucking S tier. Absolutely S tier. Great to use in game. Looks cool. It's I think the best bug type from this game as far as looks goes. Cottony and Whimsicott. I think Cottony is fine. I think it's a B tier. It's kind of just a puffball, but Whimsicott is an A tier. It's very cute. I never used it in game, so I can't really give much of an opinion on it. Petalil and Lilligant. Honestly, I think it's a repeat of the last two. It's a B and an A respectively. Basculin is forgettable fish Pokemon number 578. So D tier. I don't think it's an F. Okay, now we're starting to get into the better Pokemon from this generation. So Sandile, I love Sandile. I think it's an A tier. It's very cute. I also have a soft spot for Dark-type Pokemon as well. And there are a lot of Dark-type Pokemon from this game. Crocodile, Crocodile could go to an S, easy. I quite like it. I think it's safe to put it in A as well. I love the little splash of pink that this Pokemon has. It's so nice compared to the sandy color. I called it Crocodile when that's the next one. Crocorock. God damn it. I didn't notice that one. God damn it. But either way, Crocodile, the actual one. It's an S tier, man. It's great. It's great. Wish it would have kept some more of its design elements, but it's solid. It's a solid Pokemon. Darumaka and Darmanitan. It's cute. It's a little too baby for my taste. Darumaka is a little too baby for my taste, to be honest. But Darmanitan's cool. I don't really want to give it an A tier, to be honest. It's an A tier. It's good. The Zen mode, I think it's a little lesser. I do still like it, so A tier as well. I think they're cool. They have a good, cool concept and origin. Maractus is an underappreciated Pokemon. I think it's great. There are surprisingly a lot of good grass Pokemon from this generation. Do I like it? I'm gonna put an A. I'm gonna put in an A. Dwebble, I've always loved Dwebble. Ever since I saw it for the first time, before this game was coming out, I think Dwebble is solid. I'm not as in love with Crustle. I think it's a good design, so I'm going to give it an A tier too. Although again, it's leaning even more heavy towards B. Scraggy and Scrafty. I have never really cared for these things. Never really cared for them. Scraggy's fine. Scraggy has a lot of personality. It's a little forgivable. I don't like the fact that they have foreskin pants. So I'm going to put them in C. I'm going to put Scraggy in C, and I hate Scrafty. I really hate Scrafty. I'm putting him in F. Sigilif is a really out there design. I think it works, especially if you have context for what it is. It's based off the Nazca lines. So I think it's like a solid... It's a solid C. It's not that interesting. It's a little forgettable. Yamask and Cofferegus. These are not my favorite ghost-type Pokemon. I think Yamask is really good, but I've always loved Cofferegus. It's very cool. It also coincided in a time period of my life where I was very interested in like Egyptian history and mythology. So it kind of came across at the perfect time for me. So it's an S tier for me. Tortuga and Caracosta. I'm not huge on the fossil Pokemon from this generation. I think C for Tortuga, and Caracosta is cool. I think it's a B. I think it's a B. Archon and Archeops. I think this has a wonderful color palette. I mean, it's so vibrant, and all the colors work really well together. Like these blue and yellow, it's complementary color. And then the red just gives that a nice, like, pop. Design-wise, these are some of the best Pokemon in this generation. I think A for both of them. I don't particularly like using either of the fossil lines from this generation, but... Trubbish. Trubbish gets a lot of hate. I think it's fine. I think it's cute. It's kind of your Muck and Grimer. There's a lot of parallels to Gen 1 in this generation. So you kind of have it, but fucking Garbodor is a monstrosity, F tier. Zoroaura and Zoroark, I mean, they're both S tier, let's be realistic. Like, how could they not be? Like, fucking hell. Minccino and Cinccino, I think they're very cute. They are incredibly cute. They're not the Pikachu clone in this generation, but they are edging close to that cliff. I'm sorry, the rat clone. It's like B. Both of them are B. Gothita, Gothorita, and Gothitelle. Its first form, it's fine. It's like B. It's fine. It's okay. Then... I'm gonna put both of them in S tier. I could put the last one in S tier as well. I do quite like... I'm fond of this line. I've also got a shiny one. But I don't think it's not S tier for me. I do like them. Especially design-wise. I think they're good. I think it kind of loses it a little bit. I think the second form is actually the best form of this one, as far as its like origin and general design goes. Solosis, Duosion, and Reluniculus. I do like them. I think a solid B for the whole line. I don't remember if they're good or not. I didn't really use them. Ducklet and Swanna. I mean, it's cute. I like both Pokemon. They're relatively well designed, but they're a little like uninspired. Might be a controversial pick, but I'm gonna put both of them in D. And everyone hates this line, the Vanillix line. I don't think they're great either, to be fair. They're very out of place, honestly. I don't hate them as much. I think Vanillite is fine. I think it's a D. It's very forgettable. But Vanillish and Vanillux, they're F tier. They're super uninteresting. Deerling and Sawsbuck. I think Deerling's fine. Deerling looks fine. I love their gimmick. And Sawsbuck is like an A tier. I think it's kind of just a deer, but it works. As far as the rat clones go, I think Emolga's fine. Like C. It's C. It's just another rat clone. Coroblast I've always hated. I think it's a D. It's like a D. Excavalier, I like it more, to be honest. I think it's an improvement, but it's like C at best, like a very, very low C. Foongus and Moongus, I actually do kind of like these things. Like, they're not my favorite, like, Pokeball mimic, Actually, I think they're more interesting than Voltorb, to be honest. I think B for both of them. That's good. And fucking Amogus it's like a fucking tank and always awful to fight. Frillish and Jellicent. I think Frillish is fine. It's like C. Then F tier for Jellicent. Alomomola it's just Love Disc, but bigger, and they're not evolutions of each other. Game Freak, man, you fucked up on that one. Joltik and Galvantula. I love these things. A tier for both. I didn't use one in Gen 5, but I did have one on my team for Gen 6, because Sticky Web is very useful and annoying for a lot of people, especially if you have very competitive friends who use a lot of fast Pokemon. Ferroseed and Ferrothorn, I hate both of these things. I've always hated both of these things. They have an ugly color palette, and they're just uninteresting. They go in F tier both. Clink Clank and Clink Clank, worst name of any Pokemon, by the way. I think they're C's, honestly. Like, they have some interesting moves and interesting things you can do, but they're so uninteresting as Pokemon. Dynamo it's like a B. It's cute. Electric, a very uninspired name. Kind of ugly-ass Pokemon, and it's not an F. It's a D. I think Electros kind of works. It's a leech, and Electric, it kind of works. I don't think it's any higher than a B, but like very low B. LGM and BEM, I like both of these guys. I do. B for both of them, respectively. I think they were a pain in the ass to get in the game, though. Okay, the Litwick line. Okay, Litwick. Okay, first of all, you know my propensity for Ghost-type Pokemon. I love them. They're my favorite type. So I think Litwick is an A. Lampent is kind of forgettable. I always forget that it has a second evolution, to be fair. I think it's a C, honestly. It's kind of meh. It's there to fill the space before you get to fucking Chandelure. And I know it's just a fucking Chandelure, but it's a ghost type. It can possess anything. Actually, you know what? No. Both of these are an S tier. I love both of these. Both of them go in S. Axew. I like Axew. I remember seeing it for the first time. I think the first time I saw it was the premiere of the anime, because I watched that when it came out. I think I watched the first episode and gave up, so I don't know what happened in the rest of the series. I think it's an A. It's like a solid A. It's very cute, and Fracture like keeps the theme going. It's a good. This generation has good middle stages. What the fuck? Most of them have terrible middle stages. It's an outlier, man. Haxorus I'm less into, to be honest. I think it kind of loses the plot a little bit. I think it could have kept the body style a little bit better. If it was fatter, if it was thicker, it would work a lot better, honestly, and it had the same kind of face. It just kind of goes a little out there. Cubchoo is adorable. Cubchoo is super cute, and for that, I'll give it a B tier. I'm not into Beartic. I don't think it's awful. I'm just not into it. It's not my thing. It's D. D. I mean, we all know where Crygauntlet's going. It's an F. Shelmet and Selgor, I think they're interesting. I like their gimmick with the Kurabat Blast line. They're a little mediocre, though. I think like C is fine for both of them. Stunfisk, I don't like it. It goes in D. Mindfu, I love this design. I think it's a B. I think it's a great B tier. Mindshoe, I don't like as much design-wise, to be fair. I think I could have kept the same aesthetic. Duritagon, I have always hated this thing. And I was so disappointed when I got one through Wonder Trade that I found out it was shiny and was equally disappointed because its shiny is butt ass ugly. Okay, Golurk, I love Golurk. The Golurk line. Golett is like a B. You have to get to its true himbo potential, which is an S tier. Poniard and Bisharp, I've never liked these things. I've never used them. They're just bench warmers, honestly. So, I don't think they're offensive or bad. I just think they're kind of they're just a dude. They're just a dude. You go and see. Both of them go and see. Bouffalant, I like Bouffalant. It goes an A. It has cool hair. Okay, Rufflet is very cute. I think it's like an A. And Braviary is an S tier. Volby I don't like. It goes in C. Mandibuzz I like more. I think it's a B. Oh, fucking hell. Heatmore. Fucking Heatmore. Goes in F. I hate its design so goddamn much. Durant isn't much better. I think it's like a D tier Pokemon. Dino, I think it's good. I do like it a little bit. It's a Muppet dinosaur with beetles there. I think it's a B. Violus, I don't like as much. I think it's a C. Hydreigon, I do like Hydreigon. I think it has an ugly color palette, though. And I don't like that it loses its doofy hair. Larvesta, it's alright. I don't hate it. I don't love it. B. B's fine. Volcarona is really cool. I do like it. It's a cool moth. I think it's a solid S tier. Also has a really interesting typing. Cobalion, I think this is the best of the Swords of Justice, to be fair. This is the most interesting one. It's the most balanced design. I'm not huge on them. I don't want to give them anything higher than a B. Terrakion is just hideous. I don't think it deserves S tier. I think F tier. I think it deserves, like, D. The same with Virizion. I don't really care for it. Okay, normal form. Tornadus. It's an F tier. It's ugly as fuck. I've always hated these three Pokemon. I think its bird form is actually pretty nice. I think it's better than... It's so bad that even the game company had to change its design. Can you even still get these forms? Because if you can't, then... I still don't really care for it, so I think it's a D. Tornadus is also an F tier. They're almost like copy paste. I know they're like Fujin, Raijin, like whatever, but they're still pretty... And it's like beast form is also awful. And Landorus deserves its own category, not just for being ugly, but for also ruining the meta. It goes in F tier as well. I think its beast form, well, still ugly. It doesn't deserve F tier. It goes in D. Reshiram. I love Reshiram. I love this fucking fluffy dragon. Its shiny's better though. Its normal form should have the like gold on it. But it's an S tier. I like it. Good typing, relatively good typing. Zekrom? Zekrom I've never been that big on. I think it's a texture thing. I think it looks like it's made out of rubber. I've always thought it's made out of rubber, so I've never been huge on it. Kyurem. I've always kind of liked Kyurem. I think it's a little bit of a boring design. The color palette wise, it's a little muted. I think it's interesting. It has a really interesting encounter in the first game. I think it's an A. Okay, and then Kyurem Black and Kyurem White. They're god-awful, man. They're just ugly. They're just ugly. F tier for both. Keldeo I don't like. I've never really liked it. It's okay. I tried to use it when it came out, but I've never been a fan of it. Both forms go in... That's unfair. I think they're fine. I like C. I think they're just kind of forgettable. Meloetta? I love Meloetta. I mean, it's also a music-themed Pokemon, and I am a musician, so I'm quite fond of it. I think both forms go in A. I definitely like the normal, like, singer form better. And Genesect, I think Genesect is alright. I think it's B tier. It's not special. It's not super interesting, but I do quite like it. Alright, that one wasn't as painful as I thought it was going to be honest. I'll probably wait a little bit longer and do Gen 6, which I'm actually looking forward to because I do like it quite a bit. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had a lot of fun with these. I always have a lot of fun with these. So do all like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube nonsense, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!